mission objectives are to extract the child soldier's commander and their captive, the General's number 2. This child soldier platoon decided to break away from the Mbeli militants. They took the number 2 captive and have occupied an abandoned village. Start by checking that location on your map. Boss, the child soldiers will treat you as an enemy, but they're just kids. See that they don't get hurt.
And welcome back to Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. It is that time of season yet again when I come down with a terrible flu. My sinuses are clogged and my throat kind of feels like sandpaper. It's quite a situation which is not, which doesn't make me very enthusiastic in any way. I'll do what I can while I'm sick to bring about the videos as they come along with as much commentary as I possibly can. I can't promise that I don't know. I can't promise that my voice will be clear enough, but I'll try what I can. I would like to finish this game soon.
This is best conducted from high vantage points. I've marked a good spot on your map. Take a look at your iDroid.
The map has been updated. Marker placed.
High ground. Looks perfect for reconning the village.
There's not much. This video is going to be actually extremely shorter than I thought it would be when I was doing it. I thought it took longer. So there won't be much of a main topic of discussion this time around. But I just wanted to ponder around just a small detail, very insignificant detail, but a detail I would like to talk about nonetheless, as I don't think it requires a lot of time to talk about. When we're first flying into the area of battle, Miller tells us that we are to extract the leader of the band of child soldiers that have taken over this village. And these child soldiers have captured the number 2 general of the previous band of soldiers that held this village before they came. So they came in, plundered, killed and took over, and then they kidnapped some prisoners of war. Well, they had some prisoners of war from this thing. And hence we're coming to get one of those prisoners of war. Now he says even though they're dangerous, you know, they're children who have been trained to kill, they're still children nonetheless, so we shouldn't kill them, you know. He feels that it's a bit unfair in the sense that most of these children were born in the war zone and really knew nothing else besides fighting. They were born into the battlefield and they were taught the ways of the battlefield. So they may act malicious, but there is still so much to learn about life that they can't be fully guilty for their actions. You'd think that actually their mentors, their leaders, their generals, their fellow men are to blame for them being in this particular situation. So I was like, please don't kill them, it's part of the mission requisite. But the thing is though, life and death are clear cut. That's one thing. When you're alive, you're alive. When you're dead, you're dead. There's no coming back. And in this case, I'm talking at a more realistic point of view. In real life, there is no checkpoint, there is no restart mission, and there is no respawning. Once you're dead, you're dead. That's as far as we know. So now you'd ask yourself, if by some chance you found yourself on the battlefield and you were to have to make a choice to complete your mission or to risk your life, what exactly would you do? In this case, to complete our mission, we have to extract these 2 high-value targets. but we shouldn't kill any of these children. But these children pose a threat to our life.
That's the target prisoner. Okay, that's the general's brother, his number 2. Get him out of there, boss.
Development complete.
Another group of child soldiers. No, must be a squad they had out on patrol. Security will be tighter now. Watch yourself. That's the target prisoner. He's injured. That's the target prisoner. He's injured. Looks half-starved, too. There's no way he can stand the shock of a fulton extraction. Get him out by chopper.
Clouds.
So would you risk your life for the sake of the mission, or would you just execute the mission as it's done? I'm sure there have been lots of controversies
Another child soldier has entered the village. Must have been out on patrol.
regarding such situations in which soldiers have been forced to, well, not forced, but soldiers chose to maybe fire at civilians or to kill children for their own safety. For example, back in the Vietnam War, most of the guerrilla soldiers on the in the Viet Cong army used to blend in with villagers. So some of the American soldiers, being put against the wall, decided that every Vietnamese person was a threat, whether they were carrying a gun or not. So if you're a villager at that time, your life was still in danger, because chances are some of the soldiers could be working with you. And the American soldiers decided they were not taking any chances because they were losing that war and people were dying on both sides. So I don't know, would you, in this case, then you are in a war zone, you're in a battlefield, and you have to choose, try your best to spare the children, but they could potentially kill you, or would you take a route that benefits yourself more in terms of preserving your life? And that is to shoot on sight. If anything poses a threat, take care of the threat and move on with the mission and try complete it as best as you can. In that regard, you might face criticism, of course, because if you kill innocents for your safety, you'll be murdered, you'll be labeled a war criminal, you'll be labeled a murderer, you'll be murdered as a savage, but you would still be alive. That's the thing about life. The thing is, the people who will be labeling you all these, will be giving you all these titles, they themselves wouldn't have ever experienced the battlefield. Chances are the lawyers, judges, journalists, and all these people who are calling you all these foul names, if you yourself are from the battlefield, they themselves have never held a gun. They don't know the pressures of war. They don't know how it feels like to be put on the verge of death. But they have all the right and all the power to put you in a place that they feel is fit for you as a killer, no, quote unquote. It's quite an interesting situation, even though it's just a game parameter in the sense that kill the children, game over, and don't kill the children, mission complete. In real life, it's much more complicated than that, and I feel that it's something that's worth thinking about. And I don't know, like I said, it depends on whether you yourself have been in a war before in your life. Many countries are currently in war as you speak. What would you do if you were in that situation? I've never been in it, I would never know. But that's just a small thought I wanted to leave you with. And I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.
He's coming too. Roger that. Alright, mission complete, boss. Maybe you'll actually break a sweat next time, huh? Boss, about how we report this one to the client. I'll tell them we took heavy resistance from the renegade platoon and the hostage was killed in the firefight. Also, their leader wouldn't let himself be taken alive. I doubt the client will pay us for this one, but we got a big enough reward from the General's number 2 instead. And as for the number 2, he's saying he wants to join Diamond Dogs. I guess he knows what that means for him. He said, if I'm working for you, I can be number 2 or number 200 for all I care. Boss, we have an emergency. Many of our staff are falling ill. At first it seemed like a common cold, but before we knew it, blisters started popping up on their chests and... Damn it. I'll fill you in at the ACC. Just get in the chopper.